everyone, welcome back to the Healthy Eating Everyday program. This is session number 5. Hopefully you were able to get through the last 4 sessions and kind of doing some of that homework and getting ready to continue on your journey. Today we're going to talk about powerhouse foods, and when I say powerhouse, I mean powerhouse, like super strong, super amazing, super good for you foods. And here's the thing, you get to eat a lot of these. You get to have a lot of powerhouse foods in your diet. They're fruits and they're vegetables. Now, sometimes you need to kind of limit how much fruit you're having because of the natural sugars in it, but definitely still get to have lots of it. And the veggies, pack them on, pile them on, fill your plate for lunch and for supper and for snacks, and even add it to breakfast if you want to, because these foods are all super good for you. So again, we're adding things to your current diet, not necessarily quitting everything that we like or that we love. I know we talked about getting sugar out of your diet, and that's super important on your journey for so many reasons, but adding. Think about it as getting more versus taking away, and you get to have lots of these foods. So that's the fun part. You don't really have to stop eating anything, and you don't have to be like, oh, I've already ate this much for the day, so I can't have any more. It's not about that. It's about making sure that you're getting the good for you foods. So powerhouse foods right off the bat: fruit, as fresh and raw as possible when it comes to your fruit. So definitely shop that part of the grocery store looking for each and every fruit that you can: mangoes, apples, bananas, oranges, peaches, pears, watermelon, grapes, kiwi, all of those fruits. Eat a variety of them, making sure they're in their normal state. So when I say normal state, try to avoid fruits that are packaged in like cans or frozen, and you don't have to avoid them. Just make sure that one, they're not packed in like a light syrup, or that sugar is not added. So if you're getting fruit from the store and you're getting it in a can, make sure it's packed in water. And then a lot of your smoothie fruits, like the frozen fruits at the store, just make sure that there's not added sugar. So again, reading those labels, like the strawberries in the containers, sometimes they have added sugar to them. So making sure you're just getting the real frozen fruit versus anything else that's in the package, looking at those labels. And then definitely adding your fruit to your smoothies is a really good way to make sure that you get it in for the day. You want to be able to get at least one serving, so 1 cup of fruit, which would be like a small banana or something like that, but making sure that you get it into your diet. And adding it to your smoothie, if that is a good way for you to get that fruit, or just eating it normally, is also fine. One of the things that I recommend you stay away from is the fruit that's already juiced. So juicing fruit isn't necessarily bad, but it does take away some of the benefits of the fruit. So it takes away like the fiber and the vitamins that are in the fruit. And then also some of those fruit juices that you see, like the naked juices and stuff, again, not necessarily bad, but they can have added sugar and add other things to it. So make sure you're reading your labels. Again, key, reading labels. Knowledge is key, right? Making sure you know what is actually in what you are eating. So key fruits to eat, definitely apples. Apples give you lots of energy. My son, who struggles with focus at school because of some learning disabilities, his doctor actually recommended that he have an apple every day for lunch, because it actually helps with focus and keeps the brain kind of on task. So adding apples, definitely a key. Dates. Dates have lots of fiber in them, and they also help to regulate blood sugar, which is great because you don't have that up and that down of feeling good and then losing that feel good feeling and being hungry again. So dates are another good fruit. And then watermelon, water, right? So it's about hydration, and watermelon has lots of water in it. So 3 key fruits that you want to make sure you get into your diet, but again, pack them all in. Eat as much as you can. Any kind of fruits that you like, enjoy them. The other thing I want to talk about then is the powerhouse veggies. And so there are starchy veggies and there are non-starchy veggies. So 2 different categories, and not like the carbohydrates where one is bad for you and one is good for you. They're both good for you. You just need to kind of limit a little bit the starchy vegetables. And here's why. They can kind of they're just processed a little bit different. They're a different kind of vegetables. So in some instances, they can kind of raise that blood sugar and not necessarily keep it stable. But in most cases, they are good for you and you want to get them. Just eat them a little bit in moderation. So 1 to 2 cups a day. That's still kind of a lot. And there's still a lot of really healthy benefits when it comes to some of those starchy vegetables. So starchy vegetables are like your deep orange and yellow vegetables. Sweet potatoes, yams, parsnips, squash, carrots, those types of things. So you want to get those in your diet because they have a lot of really good benefits for you. Just limit them 1 to 2 cups a day. That's still a lot of those vegetables that you can have. And sweet potatoes are super, super good for you, and they actually have a lot of benefits that actually can help stabilize your blood sugar. So definitely get sweet potatoes. Non-starchy foods, these would be things that you can have unlimited number of them, and you can eat as much of them a day. And actually, we recommend that you have at least 2 cups for lunch and 2 cups for supper of these non-starchy vegetables. These are things like your green leafy vegetables, so spinach, broccoli and kale and cabbage, any of those green leafy vegetables. And then your cruciferous vegetables are ones like broccoli and cauliflower, asparagus. I mean, sky's the limit when it comes to vegetables, and these are all powerhouse vegetables, meaning they give you a ton of benefits, and they help you to maintain a healthy weight. They help your body to function. They give you energy. They help prevent disease, especially cancer. They have a lot of antioxidant properties. And so, again, fuel your body with at least 2 cups of these for supper and for lunch. Now, I know you're saying to me, okay, Jessica, you're telling me to eat fruits and vegetables. I get it. But I just hate vegetables. Like, who wants to eat vegetables? No one wakes up and says, oh, today I think I'm going to go and I'm going to eat a whole plate of broccoli and I'm absolutely going to love it. Or like, oh, I'm so craving eating a whole plate full of kale. I mean, no one says that. Everyone wakes up and says, like, who doesn't want a box of Glazer donuts, right? I get it. So, ways to get your vegetables in. Breakfast, throw spinach in with your eggs, right? If you put some spinach in there and some feta cheese inside of an omelet, you are gonna not really even notice it's there. Throw it into your smoothie. It's gonna turn your smoothie green. If you don't like that, add some blueberries. It'll turn it back purple, so you can be able to drink it because of the color. As far as lunch goes, salads, wraps. If you want to take a wrap, like a whole wheat wrap, and just pack it full of veggies, like put some spinach in there and some cabbage and some kale, and even add a little bit of grilled chicken breast or something to it, but pack it inside a wrap, or use a romaine lettuce leaf as far as your tortilla goes instead of using a whole wrap. Adding it to soups. You can add vegetables to soup, and adding it to your eggs again, sauteing it, steaming it, grilling it, whatever works for you, whatever you like. Try many different things. Again, this is about exploration, right? It's about learning what we like, what we don't like, and what we want to try and like. And so you can just experiment with all kinds of different things. Roast cauliflower and add some Parmesan cheese to it. Don't be afraid to kind of spice your vegetables up. I know a lot of people are always like, oh, but if I add this, then it reduces the benefits. Not necessarily. Stay away from sugar. But if you want to add something to squash or some carrots, some real raw honey or organic honey would be a really good option to add to it to kind of sweeten it up a little bit if you need to. Salt and pepper, Parmesan cheese. You can use any kinds of spices. Again, just staying away from the sugar. Reducing your salt is also going to help because sodium, of course, helps us as far as inflammation goes. Don't have to completely cut it out, but just reduce it down a little bit. And even add butter, whatever it is, whatever you like, just try it and see what you like to continue to eat. And so really when you're adding these things in, go back to the basics of what I like, what I don't like, and what I want to try to add into my diet, and then keep it simple. A lot of times people are like, oh, I have to make this big fancy meal and I have to do it all this fancy way. You really don't. Keep it simple. Sweet potato fries, simple. Grilled veggies, simple. Veggies roasted on a pan in your oven with a little bit of Parmesan cheese, simple. So don't complicate the process, because that just makes it even harder for you to continue on your journey. So that's what we have with our powerhouse foods. These are things that you want to make sure you get a lot of. And if you want to know a little bit more information about some of the veggies, check out my website. There's a couple blog posts as far as making sure you're getting veggies into your diet, what diet's right for you, and then also some information out there as far as supplements go. So read those posts as well, just an added bonus to this. No homework this time, but step back for lesson number 6, where we're going to do a little bit of meal planning, and you are definitely doing a great job on your journey. I'm super excited that you're continuing to go and that you're still here with me, and you are amazing. Keep working hard at it. You can be a powerhouse too. Thanks.